During this bye week, I really hope that Coach DeBoer had time to get the rest of the rat poisoning pumped out of the team's gullets, especially the coaches. Let's talk about it right here around the herd. Tide, Crimson Tide Nation. Let's get things started. Thank you for coming over and joining me on whatever virtual space you have chosen. Come on in, Alabama Nation. Sit a spell and let's lock in. Lock me in and tell a friend. Tell everybody about Tight Sports right here on YouTube, sometime on Facebook, almost never over on X. Woo! Share a pound with a brother. Now drop that pound right on the subscribe button as you settle in. Drop a comment, catch a vibe, and help the Tide thrive. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm working on that. I almost had it, but I didn't get it quite. Only the power of the people can blast this channel deep into the 5-digit sub level. Perhaps before the Tide adds number 19 to the trophy case in like 6 months, not 16, maybe 28 months. Number 19, 6 months? No, not this year. Anyway, if I successfully stimulate the happy juice in your gray matter and make your funny bone jiggle, please let the algorithm know and poke that like button right in the eye. You know what I'm talking about. They call this a bye week, folks. They calling this a bye week, but let's be serious. This is the early fall camp to get ready for Georgia. Point blank period. Georgia is ready, getting ready, and we getting ready too. It's time to batten down the hatches, shave off all the flaws, and make the rough places extremely smooth when it comes to the Crimson Tide. I'm not talking about just players. I'm talking about coaches. I'm talking about everything. Right off the bat, Vegas is delivering the first kick in the Crimson Tide's legendary balls today by opening us up as a 3.5 dog against the Dogs. And we've been here before, not a problem. But you know, Vegas thinks that the Tide might get rolled. Okay, yeah, we can't necessarily fight it off because you remember a couple weeks ago, went down there. I was calling folks cinnamon rolls, and the cinnamon rolls turned to a bunch of hard biscuits, and we got hit upside the head and almost got knocked out. So that makes 5 straight matchups where the Bama has been the betting underdog against the Dogs. But you know, they were favored, but we still won a lot of times. You know, if you do a history check, let's see, Alabama beat Georgia the last season as a 2-point dog, and twice before as even bigger dogs. So yeah, we've had a habit of flipping the script on them, but we were a different team, sort of figuring things out. People was figuring us out. Some had the GOAT at the helm. Now we got this guy right here. He's not even a GOAT in training. we trying to make him stick to the bench. You know, we don't even know. You know, we don't even know. But boy, oh boy, Georgia is riding a 33-game home streak. That's more than a streak. That's like a fortress. 33 games? That's a lot. But Alabama has lost 4 of his last 5 road games. But they also won 9 of their last 10 against Georgia. So go figure. Who has the edge? You know what I'm saying? We will find out. And I'll go deeper into that next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Be sure to subscribe, activate your notifications so you'll be able to know when I go live and talk about how we're going to pound on Georgia, dominate them, and come out with another victory, hopefully. Yeah, now just let you know right off the bat, this is one of the games, when I said that Alabama would be 10-2 this year, this was actually a game that was like, this was the number 2, like it was last year, and I was wrong. Glad to be wrong, but I'd say we was going to beat the cinnamon roll, the Mr. Seminoles, all 115 of them down there, coached by Norvell with their great offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn. Anyway, that didn't happen. So, but I would say this, Kirby has his sights on Ty Simpson, according to Saturday Down South. Kirby's been watching tape, and surprise, he's impressed. And a lot of people are impressed with Ty Simpson. They say he's extremely accurate, extremely athletic. And the translation, and Ty should take from this, that he watching you, man. He breaking your film down, man. He coming after you, man. That's all right. We're going to protect Ty. We're going to do his thing. But, you know, he started with 8 straight incompletions versus Florida State. And that's just extremely cold. Borderline frostbite. But since then, that man's been on a hot streak. You know, it's like taking one of them jalapenos. No. One of them Scotch bonnet. No. Yeah, Scotch bonnet peppers and just rubbing it around your lips. You ain't got to bite into it. He'll burn you. Man, this guy, 48 of 58 passing, 608 yards, 8 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. Now, that's just full-blown redemption because to me, on the offensive side of the ball, he played well against Florida State. The rest of the team, not so much. Of course, they blew UL Monroe out of the water, where he went 17 for 17. It is ULM, but everybody has played them over the last 10 years. Not a lot of people can say they went 17 and 17. I mean, he's still flexing with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when he got to Wisconsin, like I say, several steps up from ULM, 24-29, 90.1 passer rating. And a whole lot of people saying, what are you going to do in his first year? Well, he's doing a lot, folks. People are paying attention. They're paying attention. Because all year long, all we heard is Ty got all the people around him to make him successful. And where have the mishaps, the misfires, the disappointments happen? Everywhere else. Every other group, except Jeremy Bernard, holding up the wide receiver group, has kind of let him down. The running backs didn't let him down from not running, but if you saw that doggone block they missed, and I say they because they are a group, all of them need to know how to pick up blitzes, at least sacrifice your body so to protect the quarterback. That's part of the job. Everybody that let him down is every other group. And I will say, except for Jeremy Bernard. I ain't going to say all the wide receivers. But Kirby admit that he spent Monday and Tuesday focusing on his team, and he said he's not panicking, but he's going to spend more time checking out Simpson because he knows Simpson is he's doing pretty good. In week 1, he had a 66 passer ratio, but 2 and 3 he's over 90. I mean, he's blowing up, making big time throws. The turnovers are 0. Not even when he's running the ball is he fumbling or anything like that. He's not fumbling the 4 or 5 handoffs that he does every game. Everything has been surgical. He's playing with swagger. He talks with so much confidence, but Kirby was very respectful in his tone. But let's be for real. You know, he tracking that man like he an elk or a moose. I can't remember which one of my brothers said. It's real hard to learn how to track him. He is stalking Ty Simpson because he wants to bring the fire to Ty Simpson in every way he can think. He is going to bring the straight funk if he can. If his team lets him down, he's going to do everything fair and unfair to trip him up. To quote the great Lou Gossett Jr. from the movie Officer and the Gentleman, you need to see it because the man won an Academy Award for the best supporting actor. So Alabama's offense went from sputtering to soaring because of Ty Simpson. He was the pilot. And the question is, can he fly through that Georgia storm? We're going to find out. You know, everybody got a bye week, but on September 27th, it's going down. It's going down. I'm going to be watching. I know friends are going to be there. It's going to be great. But, you know, we got to keep that chessboard balanced. Got to be balanced. I hope they run the ball. Coaches, stop talking about how great your passing schemes are. The board said we pass to set up the run, and you run to set up pass. Georgia usually has pretty good people on defense. You got to take their legs. How do you take their legs? Run them people at them people. Straight at them. Not to the side, not to the left or right. Right at them. Now, seeing Ty Simpson ball out of control has led others to ask the question, is this just Ty's time, or did the board miss something last year? Or did Nick Saban make a huge mistake? And I say, what, fudge? You questioning the GOAT? How dare you? Now, Alabama Live had a headline that asked, said, you know, where those coaches wrong? Or did Ty Simpson just need time to mature? I mean, he's been a 5-star the whole time, but people say, you know, he didn't get over mistakes well when he first got there. They knew he passed better than Milroe, you know. But you got to be here, folks. It got to be here. His early reps were shaky, like a little high school student trying that espresso for the first time. You get the shakes if you ain't ready. Well, like me, having my first cup of Cuban coffee, and I was a grown man, I still was shaking. Some still pop up for me once in a while. I said, why is this cup so small? I need more than this. That was a mistake. So fans were ready to hit the panic button after the doggone Florida State game. I get it, but I wasn't ready to throw Ty away. I just looked at the numbers. As hard as that game was, I don't even know if he came close to an interception, maybe one. He didn't throw one. Simpson stayed true. He kept working, got better, and he's been hot ever since then. Throwing darts, laser vision. Him and Jeremy Bernard, it was like walking lockstep with each other every game. Those two have had good games, 3 games in a row. I hope it continues, but he needs to add a couple of running backs to that mix. We don't need a duet. I need a trio coming out of that offense. But sometimes, talent needs time. And Simpson wasn't broken. He was just buffering. He was loading. He was taking in information every year until we got right here. It is possible for this man to have such an outstanding year that he just plays 1 year and dips, even though he got a year left. I don't know. It looked that way. I think if he keep playing like this, win, lose, draw, we could be 6-6. Ty gonna be all right. But I don't think we're gonna be 6-6 the way he's playing. Somebody's gonna have to stop him. That is why it is imperative for everybody else. Defense and offensive line, running backs picking up blitzes, receivers calling out, people creeping up to take care of Ty. Let him deliver the ball. And no, the coaches didn't misjudge him. They just didn't have the full picture. And now that picture looks like a masterpiece in motion. Would you not agree? His rise is a reminder that development isn't linear. That's the line, y'all. Greatness don't always show up on day one. Everybody that's gonna go out on Megatron, they be like, or like a Randy Moss, you like. Everybody, no, everybody don't show up like that. Randy Moss went from high school to the Hall of Fame, you ask me. All them years in between was just, that was just static. Some people just, same thing with Megatron. Oh, he never wanted to, shut up. But when he was, shut up. That's how great Megatron was. Nobody care. I want to look at the record of the team. Look at what that man was doing. Ty's kind of like that right now. At this time. Not from the beginning. Great out of high school. Flat line. Boom. Now he's taking off. So he has poise, precision, pocket presence, and he's SEC ready. I think he's ready to take on Georgia. He's ready to keep the critics and the fans. Everybody keep quiet. Now, I was biting my little nails I have left, but he's focused. He's a trifecta of a quarterback. He has precision, he has leadership, and as I told people, he does have mobility. And it's amazing. With all this that's going on, and it's early, but they put these lists out. Have you ever thought, where is this Ty Simpson bus headed? Is it headed all the way to the quarterback club in New York? I'm for real. I'm very serious. It was recently announced that when it comes to the Heisman race, Alabama has 2 people on the list on the rise. Ain't my list. 2 people, and I'm like, what? Ty Simpson's odds just doubled. Now, where is he on the list? He's down there a little bit. He's behind a couple of quarterbacks in the SEC. Matter of fact, one quarterback in the SEC. But his odds went from plus 4,000 to plus 2,200. I don't have time to get into all the math, but that's good. It's going in the right direction. He's trending. But he could end up in New York. I don't know if he can win it. After torching up Wisconsin, people paid attention like, well, he didn't play bad against FSU, but, that stat line against Wisconsin was something else. He had a QBR of 89.8. The man was threw for I don't know what's the math on this thing. Almost 80% or 80 point something percent. 382 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So people taking notice we need to jot his name down. And he led team in rushing. I ain't happy about that. He led team in rushing. I don't think he need to be leading team in rushing. That's ridiculous. Leading team in rushing, you got a boatload of doggone 5-star running backs back there, and they can't even get the ball. Yeah. I don't like that part. I think it's unnecessary. It's reckless on behalf of Grubb and the coach staff, although he didn't overly throw the ball 30 times or 29 times. It was 30 when you added Austin Mack's throw, and I think they had 22 rushes. But I didn't like the fact that we're not practicing dominating time possession. And the way you're going to dominate the time possession is by running the ball with the running back. Quarterback get up and be scared to death and try to get back and throw another pass play. Make sure throw a touchdown. So y'all get out of here. You ain't gonna be ready to me right here all day. And I think it's just reckless. I don't know if Ty. I want to see Ty taking it more straight up hits from running the ball in the what is that, the C gap out there or the D gap. I don't want to see him getting hit from the side like he Jeremy Bernard or something like that. Cut that out. Cut that out. But 9 touchdowns, 862 yards passing, that's what gets you on the list. Completion rate of 71.9%. Pass efficiency rating of 186.6. Leading the entire conference. By the way, we're in the SEC. We're in the SEC. He's the leading passing efficiency rating quarterback. I don't even know when the last time I did. I guess it had to be Bryce Young, maybe Tua. One of them two was in the top 3 if they didn't lead the whole conference. Ty Simpson right now is leading the whole conference. And everybody was wondering we were going to have a quarterback. Now, Ryan Williams is on the list too. Don't forget about me. But, you know, his is more hype. He went from plus 15,000 to 10,000, but we know Ryan was out one game, had an awesome game against Wisconsin, had all them drops against Florida State. All them drops against Florida State. A lot of drops for Ryan Williams. So he's caught 5 for 165, but his media presence is out there. So, you know, he's still lagging behind. I wonder why Jeremy Bernard is not on this list. You know why? Maybe because he's humble. Maybe because he's giving up to the Lord when he gives a touch. Thank you, God, for letting me catch another touchdown. That's what he said. That's what that means. It ain't about him. He's giving it up to the Most High. But Jeremy Bernard's production has been consistent for the entire season. Yeah, 120, 140 against Florida State. I don't even know how that was even possible. We played so bad. He had a touchdown in that game, and he ain't on his list. So, you know, Ryan Williams got a lot of hype around him. So Simpson and Williams are the only Crimson Tides that's in that players that's in that conversation, which is ridiculous. But it's 2 names, and it's one mission. Bring the trophy back to Tuscaloosa. That's all we're worried about. Ty Simpson has the critics vexed because, check it out. The Top Gun quarterbacks ain't in Texas. Ain't in LSU. Ain't in Georgia. Forget the hype around Arch Manning, and please forget about Arch Manning. Gunner Stockton, Garrett Nussmeier, Alabama's Ty Simpson, as I said, is the top-rated quarterback in the SEC in passer efficiency. Go ask Lane Kiffin what that means. You go look it up, or just call Lane Kiffin and say, well, you want a quarterback that's top in passer efficiency? I bet you he say yeah. I bet you he say yeah, because he don't have one right now. He don't have one right now. He would love to have somebody that was number 1 in passer efficiency. Ryan Grant won't have one very long if he keep running them around the corner. Run the running back. Let that man do what he do. Scramble should be the only way that man pick up positive yards. Then stop running these boys left and right and run them right through them A and B gaps and C gaps. Run them straight up. Let's go. But Simpson started shaking. Like I said, since then, that man pass efficiency rating just blew off the charts. It's real high and ridiculous. I don't even like quoting the numbers of 269 and 238. It's an ignition. It's like explosive. It's like he's doing like the ridiculous on top of the ridiculous. And people say, what was that again? He played against FSU. Everybody else was asleep, walking around like zombies. He played his game, hitting people in the hands. Kind of wish Ty wasn't such a nice guy, go around there smacking people upside the head like he Brett Favre at Southern Miss. Like, hey, man, you about to mess up the paper. That's what he needed to do at FSU, is slap somebody upside the head, tell coach, get this man off this team. Right now in the first quarter, yeah, he can go, coach. Can't win with him. Can't do it. If he done went like he's a nice guy, though. He's a nicer guy than me. Despite them doggone drop passes, this man leads the SEC with a PER of 186.63, ranked number 8 nationally. You do know we have people that are like playing like high schools every weekend because of the very conference they're in. You got elite talent that got a shot to play quarterback early or something, playing like at I don't know, you name the school, they ain't playing nobody, but Ty is number 8. And I know it's early, but it is what it is. Everybody needs to be ranked that high. All of our receivers, German Bernard is pretty high. But, everybody needs to be ranked that high. We need to have number ones in pass defense, all that stuff. And we are doing pretty good with our pass defense. I will give it. Our rushing defense is trash. It's trash. Because what I do know, a 186 this early in the season can end up being a 140 by the end of the season. That's damn good. But being 54th or 60th in rushing defense or 100th, wherever we are, it's only going to get worse unless something dramatic happens between now and the 27th. I ain't even talking about the end of the season. Why would you throw the ball against crunch time? Huh? Let's keep it, Anyway, Taylor Green, Diego Pavia, they trail behind in the PER, but they still closer to the pack than they are to Ty Simpson. Nussmeier has a PER of 125.26, but that's what I'm saying. He's been playing tougher competition. I will admit that. Manning, he's at 128. Take away UTEP. Competition been pretty. Moving on. Gunnar Stockton, he bounced back after a rough opener, but he's at 153.67. They went, man, that performance. If you didn't see that game at Georgia, Tennessee, especially if you don't know who won, please go watch that. And I ain't trying to get you to watch that because it was an offensive explosion. Defense has got issues. Don't want to play Alabama without defense. Anyway, 0 turnovers is what put Ty Simpson ahead of everybody, And I didn't even know this. I know Jalen threw for like 11 or 12 interceptions. Jalen had 17 turnovers last year. Now, mind you, they had that man playing quarterback and lead rusher. That's why he was fun. He was tired. He getting hit from every direction with the quarterback. Fast as he is, whatever. He getting hit from every direction. We lucky he didn't have 27 turnovers. But Simpson ball security is tighter than TSA. Yeah, it's pretty doggone spectacular what he's doing. The Bama Hammer, they boldly claim that, it's too early to crown him the best in the SEC, but the throne is definitely wobbling. You know what I'm saying? He could end up being the best quarterback in the SEC. That's why I said, I hope and pray. I said, what if, I don't want Keelan to leave. I don't want Austin to leave. I said, what if Ty Simpson come to this year, plays so well, Alabama, I don't know, goes deep in the playoffs, and Ty just moves on after 1 year. Wow. And we do need those other quarterbacks that's coming in with the next class. All these quarterbacks could be one and done for the next 3 years. If this offense is what it's supposed to be. But I digress. I watched the Florida State game. But before we take a look at this week's games, I want to take a look at the games of note. Eric Evans of SB Nation, he echoed my sentiments exactly on how Alabama got here to this place after being blasted by FSU. And I'm talking about all these preseason polls and ratings that told us how great we were supposed to be because there was so many of it. So many of them, I think that the rat poison had to seep into the skin of the players. They didn't even have to go online. You ain't have to have your own show and have guests and interview them. I think you would just sit there and all of a sudden you're like yeah. Around July, you probably like, man, we got this thing locked up. That'll be a 13, sir. I need a 13 ring size. Yeah, 13. That's what I'm going to need. Thanks a lot, buddy. It just seep in. Preseason polls are like college football versions of Monopoly. They're completely made up, yet somehow they control everything. You know what I mean? They control everything. Texas started out number one. And they look like a dumpster fire versus UTEP. And they still sitting at number 8. Why? Why are they at number 8? Tell me that. Because posters are drunk on hype and they are allergic to accountability. I still want them every week. Post up everybody's doggone vote. I want to see who votes every week and how they vote. This number 8. Arch Manning got a QBR 49.46. That's about as elite as my sweaty socks over in the corner. That man is barely awake back there. But hey, he's young, he can grow, he can get better. But I guess he got the last name for the fame, so we're gonna act like he's Joe Burrow. We just gonna pretend when we go watch the Texas game, we gonna say, open my eyes, get it. We'll put Joe Burrow on the back of his. I don't know what they see. Alabama lost a road game to a legit Florida State team, and suddenly we clawed back into playoff contention. It was an ugly game, y'all. Do I think we ranked too high? Yeah. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Meanwhile, Florida State they're giving a free ride. They only played one team with a pulse. Now, some people said we had an off game, and we won't know if we truly had an off game until we're like 11-1 or we're like 10-2. We could end up like Notre Dame last year. We could end up in the finals after losing to Northern Illinois. What if Florida State goes on to lose about 5 more games? When we feel stupid. But what about the posters that got these people sitting at number 7 right now? They should have some shame in their game too, I think. It's ridiculous. Polls just don't reflect bias. They're manufactured. They're manufactured. They manufacture bias. Start high, stay high, no matter how bad you look. It's football's versions of on-field nepotism, or should I say not on field, but in the media nepotism based on what happens on the field. Notre Dame, oh my God, Notre Dame is 0-2 and still ranked. What did I miss? What do we give people participation trophies this early in the season? No, when they lost Northern Illinois, that's one thing. They stormed back. They done lost 2 games, 2 quality teams. It kind of lets me know right now they probably shouldn't be in playoffs. But if they go 10-2, I don't think they're going to the championship game this year because I ain't looked at the rest of the schedule. If USC don't beat them, or I can't think who else they got to play. But come on, man. Why are they ranked number 22, 23, 24, something like that? Bro, this ain't figure skating, man. Like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you lost. Nailed it. That's how you lose. That they lost like a 23rd team or 24th team in the country. Yeah, I'm going to vote for them. What about you? Put their names up on the wall. Where did he go to school at? That was a whole conversation. I don't know if y'all realize this. Go back to that Peyton Manning vote for Heisman. Peyton came in second place. Charles Woodson. Not saying Charles didn't have a great year, but you need to go check the credentials of where the majority of the media at that time, and probably still today, where they went to school at. Big Ten is a huge media. Just if you want to work in media, you got to go to a Big Ten school. For grad school, if not for undergrad. Go look into it. At that time, that's why people down here say they're going to lose. Why? Because there ain't enough Southern voters. You flip schools. If Peyton Manning played at Michigan, Peyton Manning would have a Heisman Trophy to this day. He would have a Heisman Trophy right now. Because we had people doing that. Deion Sanders, what Charles Woodson did down here, don't nobody care. How in the world does Charles Woodson win a Heisman Trophy? But Deion, I don't even know if he was invited to New York. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you better go look up the stats. You better go, as the great Huggy Beard himself would say, go check them sneakers, partner, because you don't know what was going on when it came to Deion. How Charles Woodson win, but Deion Sanders didn't win a Heisman Trophy, but Charles Woodson won. And by the way, that's when Florida State was on fire, and they played against fire. While it was hard for them to win a championship. It's just hard. So the logic is it's so broken. You know, it makes Clay Travis sound reasonable. That's how broken it is. That's how far off the rails this has become. And Greg Sankey, he's already scheming on how to balance the schedules. You know, he wants to protect the cash cows and, you know, dodge the real fights and stack up the playoff decks because they want us to play 9 games. You think ULM sucked. Oh man, I think Alabama may be playing children on the poor next year from Calcutta. Not even the United States football team. They may go get one of them teams that they forming over there in Sweden or somewhere. Did y'all see the thing with Beast Mode? With Beast Mode with the Ireland and was talking to some football players over there? We're going to bring them over and play them game one of the season because they suck. I don't think they had a person on that team that ran on the 5-5. I think Marshall Lynch he retired for 6-7 years. He beating them down the field. It's just crazy. But, permanent rivalries are supposed to go away when they go to this new schedule. They're going to be annualized, meaning we're going to rotate the cupcakes to pad win totals. Alabama might lose LSU. Why? And pick up Mississippi State. And when I think about it, you may not be doing us no doggone favor. I got my push-up, working my push-ups, Nick. I'm working on my push-ups. I made a bet about Mississippi State. Look, I'm going to have to pay off in push-ups. Because heaven forbid the SEC miss out on a $20 million playoff spot because I want to see LSU every year. Don't forget about the fans. Forget that. What LSU paying? That's what I want to know. What? But they pay? Okay. But if they beat them, only one of them go. But if they don't play, both of them got a better chance of going. Is that? Yeah, long goes are days when you lose to LSU, then you turn around and you play them in the doggone national championship game, you beat them. I love it. Oh, then we lose to them. Listen, we lost to LSU in the SC championship. Did we beat LSU for the national championship? It was something like that. It was something crazy. No, we beat them. We lost to them in the regular season. We won the SEC. But they won the SEC, but we beat them. Something happened. Alabama, national champion. The whole system is cooked, y'all. The polls, the schedules, the voters, it's vibes over victories. And the SEC is playing chess while the rest of the country is going to be playing checkers. We want to make it easy. You want to see 6 teams in the doggone 16-team national playoffs? You want to see 6 SEC teams? We got that. But we need that money. We need that money, baby. We need it. Playing chess, playing checkers. But meanwhile, Ty Simpson's getting his game on. He's balling. But we don't expect the polls to notice how well he's doing unless change his last name to Manning. So we want to send those papers to Peyton Manning. Don't send them to nobody else. Don't send them to Arch. Lord God Almighty, don't send them to Arch. Don't send them to Archie. Don't even think about sending to Arch. Don't send it to what's the other one? Peyton. Don't send to not Peyton. What's it? Connor? Is that his name? Don't send him to him. On none of that. Don't send him to Eli, man. We speak English, so send him to Peyton. If Peyton can adopt Ty Simpson before now and the end of before the LSU game, that'll really help us out in the polls, Okay, here go a few games before we get out of here because it's slim pickings this weekend because the Tide ain't playing. But before we do that, got somebody came in and said hello in the comments. It's B Sharp. What's going on, B Sharp? Roll Tide to you. Man got a great show. Check out Sharp Shoes Sports Talk. Go over there, subscribe. They go deeper than deep. They got real players and coaches breaking down the doggone game every week, no matter what's going on. They get deep. They get mad, too. Don't go over there if you soft, though, because they go PG-13 over there. We try to keep it PG in here. You come over here acting all PG-13, I'm going to have to get your behind out of here. Got children watching. First game up, Northern Illinois. Normally wouldn't watch this game, but Northern Illinois will be taking on Mississippi State. The experts say that Mississippi State is right now their favorite 17.5. I don't buy it for 1 minute. I think they should win, but I hope they don't. I hope they lose. But Northern Illinois' offense is about as threatening as a decaffeinated cup of coffee. Their quarterback, his completion rate, his screens, backup plan. And that's going to be basically a glorified scrimmage for Mississippi State. The Starkville crowd will probably cause like every freshman on NIU's team probably just wonder whether they want to lead a tunnel or just go back to the bus. So if Northern Illinois score more than 10, It's because Mississippi State got bored or they got distracted by all the cowbell. So I don't know. I hope NLU can pull off this spectacular like they did against Notre Dame last year. But I know they lost a lot of players to the portal since then. So I'm not expecting much. But I got to scout out old Mississippi State, see what they're working with, even though we don't play them. Never know who you may meet down the line or next year. Georgia State's playing Vanderbilt. I'm just going to keep my eye on Pavia. They are 6.5-point favorite. I wonder why they're so low. What's going on with you? It's me, Roll Tide to you. I'm just breaking down a couple games. I'm going to get out of here. Vanderbilt's playing this weekend. Georgia State's defense, they couldn't stop a sneeze in a wind tunnel, and they got proof of that. Georgia Tech, which is right down the street from them, they do have a wind tunnel. And reports are, it's been reported that Georgia State's whole defense piled into the wind tunnel, and the wind kept on going, blew right through them. Here's a proof. What's going on with you? It's me. The Vandy's offense is bland, but it's functional. But they balled out last week. They did a good job, but let's face it, South Carolina losing to Lenore Sellers, that team they were dejected. I felt bad for them. I was like, you just throw the towel in, man. Just pull out my old towel and just throw it in. Just throw it in because they didn't have anything. It was kind of depressing. They're this game is kind of more like who blinks in the first, who blinks more than who's dominant. It's like if Georgia State is able to get Vanderbilt to play with their eyes closed, they got a shot at winning. UAB at Tennessee, 21.5. I want to see if they can actually bust the clock. If they can bust the clock on them in the first quarter, I wouldn't be surprised. You got different positions on the you have different positions on the Alabama defense. You got a bandit, you got a wolf, you got a sting, and you got a husky. All the DBs at UAB, they play turnstile. They are turnstiles with shoulder pads on. I think Tennessee's backup quarterback will probably enter the game by the second or third quarter, but he will be required by the referees to wear a blindfold after the middle of the third. I think that's how that's going to go. Ismi has a question. He said, can coach catching the football? What is it? Wait a minute. He said, they can't catch a football that's hitting the numbers. Yeah. Ryan Williams had a lot of drops. I don't know why he got the drops. I mean, it's a concentration, lack of reps. Are they sending him across the middle a little bit too shallow these days? Is he not ready for that? I know they said they was going to put him there, but I don't know if they're going to keep him there. One of the reporters asked, is he going to be there all the time? Taking that because he's a small frame guy. I would run him across there, but I wouldn't even think about throwing the ball till he's on the other side of the doggone formation. He's starting this slot. He's going that way. If you start right here, he's going out or up or somewhere. He is not about to be inside of these hash marks at that size, catching balls unless he's behind the linebackers. I don't know. That's me. Why? Because I got Isaiah Horton who can catch a ball right there. People can hit him and bounce off him. I got Josh Quavers who can catch a ball right there and people can bounce off him. I got what's my man named Caleb Edwards, California. Got a freshman. He can catch a ball definitely right there and people can bounce off him. I'm not sending Ryan Williams over there. Man, that's suicide. What do you say? Georgia defense is not what it used to be. We got an opportunity. We definitely have an opportunity. I just said watch the Georgia-Tennessee game. Yeah, a lot of fireworks, pow, 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 pow. But hey, it's two sides of the ball. Two sides of the ball. If Kane Womack, who is called by my name, can do his defense and keep them boys together and apply pressure as needed, yeah, we have an opportunity, sir. I do agree. And he said, Ryan Williams here. Yeah, he's hearing footsteps. You see, I think it's because he when you wear these things on your ears doing podcasts, and when you wearing them like this, and you don't, you go to practice and you warm up like this, you don't hit all that. You don't hear that at practice. See, I got a feeling he probably got the earbuds on his helmet at practice, so he don't know what's coming. But I'm sure they'll make that adjustment. I can't think of his name. It was a wide receiver coach. He'll make that adjustment. He'll make that adjustment. But he's been hearing a lot of footsteps. I can't believe UAB is actually even going to Neyland Stadium. I mean, Neyland Stadium, it's probably louder than Birmingham almost there. It's going. They have to keep the running clock going in this game, man, because UAB is about this close. They're about this close to putting the plug on that thing. I just do not know. They cannot end that program right now, but they about this close. They gonna be like, hey man, just get the money. You half the money at Alabama State, get the rest of Alabama in, and this is over with. And matter of fact, give half of the money to the doggone medical school because them doctors that come out of UAB, they play harder than y'all. They play harder than y'all. We can go get our 4-year man students, put them on the field against Tennessee, and they'll do the same thing y'all gonna do. How about that? That's how good their medical school is at UAB. This is ridiculous. How you gonna be yourself in Alabama? Don't nobody play football that bad. But I digress. I'm gonna watch this game. Tulane at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 9.5 point favorite. Ole Miss, they're saying they should win by double digits. Tulane can shock you. They're 3-0, I think, right now. People talking about their defense is allergic to tackling. We'll see. They say that Lane Kiffin's probably going to treat this like a 7-on-7 drill, but we'll see. People are expecting the Ole Miss receivers to be open like Waffle Houses at 2 a.m. in the morning. Golly. The Tulane quarterback is solid, though. He's not SEC solid, but, hey, we've already seen some shockers and some stinkers this year. Might see some fireworks. You know what I'm saying? I definitely expect some fireworks after that showing that Ole Miss had last week. But we might see him. I don't know. Maybe Lane got issues. We're going to find out. So that's why I'm watching to keep my eye on Lane. Because, you got to start building them resumes early, a database, just in case you got to make a change down the line. South Carolina, Missouri. I don't know if the North Sellers is playing, but Missouri ain't playing with them. They are a 4.5 point favorite. I think that Missouri probably will win this game. That team is. The coach of South Carolina got a lot of work to get them, old Beamer, he got a lot of work to get them guys engaged, and just get them used to just playing without the North Sellers, because they just played depressed the other day. I mean, they kind of quit. I get it. And, sometime I'm going to Walmart. My wife can't go. I'm not motivated. To go to that produce aisle. So I know when you're down a team member, I know how it is. But Missouri got a new quarterback, but he got pocket presence. And, Lenore's hadn't been outstanding in the pocket, even when he did play. And maybe taking all that running around may have gotten him in some issues. But I don't know if they got the offensive line they need to protect him, even if he does play. If they're wise, I think they got to let him sit for a second. Brian Franklin. Roll Tide to you. You say, I don't care if we lose by 100. I want to see the defense sell out, stop the run, and tell the secondary they need to stand on their own heads for a game. Yeah. But they got to work in tandem, man. They got to work in tandem. I can't have Bray Hubbard spending so much time in the line of scrimmage, like, hey, man, just can I get a 4 or 5 to put on my jersey? This 18 ain't working. What is it, 18, 19? This ain't working. That man up there like Jack Lambert. I see the running back around. Boom! The linebacker. Oh no, it's Bray Hubbard. This game, ULM and Wisconsin, Florida State. It wasn't Bray Hubbard. It's nobody. It's nobody. It's the grass. Florida State people sleeping on the grass. Sometimes the wind would blow. The rain was kind of wet, so they get tired and they just stop running. But yeah, I get you, Graham. Roll Tide to you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, welcome, Graham, to the club. Come on back. Come on in. I try to keep it as real as I can, but I want to have fun. Oh, listen, when the hey, I'm glad you brought that up. Great timing. It's me, like co-host. You know, everybody. We're gonna get to it next. Their season is about to start. I mean, people been, hey, we've been tested. We failed the test. We failed the doggone first midterm of the season. I guess the test was in the summer. Flunked that too because they ate too much rat poison. But yeah, man. Arkansas and Memphis is a game I'm gonna watch. Arkansas is favorite. Just got to keep my eye on. I think we play Arkansas this year like we did last year. I think. I don't care. I'm going to watch them. I just look. It's not a lot of games to watch. I can't. And I don't watch a lot of the Ohio State. Like, raise your hand if you think Ohio State going to lose. Without even knowing who they're going to play. Do you think they're going to lose? And you almost know Michigan going to lose. And then Penn State, 50 is like 80% chance they're going to win because they ain't playing nobody. I don't care what nobody. They're not playing nobody. I don't care what Nick say. They ain't playing nobody. That's what I'm saying. But Arkansas, Memphis not supposed to be able to match them up, but they could get shot. Man, Arkansas ain't all that. They favored by 6.5. They better for the pride of the conference. Them and Ole Miss better win for the pride of the conference. But if they lose them 2 games, they're gonna be looking at our conference kind of crazy. Because I think what they represent, Conference USA, the Belt Tire, the Bucket Conference, something like Spit Bucket Conference, something like that. We can't lose both of them. We can't lose one of those games, but it's possible. We done seen some stinkers now. They firing coaches around here, y'all. Shout out to you, Deshaun Foster, UCLA. Man who I didn't never seen a man before who really didn't want to have a head coaching job. You're sitting there, you're the running backs coach. Next thing your coach leaves, they said he could do it. He's like, huh? And just as he got comfortable, he gone. Anyway, Razorbacks going to be running the ball like crazy. I don't think that Memphis can keep up with them in the trenches. I expect it to be a bruising and a boring win, SEC style. Then we're going to Florida State. Will this be the weekend? This is time for them to get rid of that coach. Is he going to get run out of Gainesville? If you're going to make a move, you got to make it early. A lot of people going to start losing their jobs before Game 6 because the players have 30 days to hit the portal. Although there's another portal that comes up at the end of the year, there may be enough time to negotiate with the stellar athletes to keep them in place. You see, that's why people fire early. Because I don't know, if I'm a junior or senior, I'm probably not going nowhere. But if I'm a junior senior not playing, yeah, I'm gonna have to take a red shirt if I can. Game 5. Oh yeah, my I gotta have a backiotomy. My spleen hurt. My spleen hurt, and I gotta go, coach. I can't go to the new interim head coach. So I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna. If Miami come down there with Carson Beck doing what they do with that inconsistent offense, have you ever stood out in hurricane weather and flipped a coin, especially a big coin like a 50-cent piece? Yeah. 80-mile-per-hour wind for me, because I was in Alabama when I was in a hurricane. So it's 80 miles per hour wind. I can only imagine being on the beach in Florida. You could kill yourself. Flip that coin, that thing hit you in your temple. That's it. It's over. Your life's out. But Carson Beck is locked in. He's lethal. It ain't even a rivalry. It's a rivalry, but only one team is showing up. The other people are just kind of figuring it out. This man going to have to coach Cristobal, is it? Not Cristobal. Whoever the Florida's coach name is, he's going to have to coach the game of his life just to lose by 10. If he loses by 10 and Miami's favored by 7.5, he stays. But it's a possibility they could lose by 30. Because they quarterback threw, 5? A bunch of – the quarterback is not good. Either he's hurt or the team ain't whatever it needs to be. It's going to be crazy. Oh, yeah, here. Welcome to the club. Let's see who else we got here. Yeah, that's coming up next. Auburn, Oklahoma is the next game up. And thanks, Graham. Hey, roll tide to you. Hey, check us out Tuesday at 7 p.m. and somewhere between 5 to 7 for the next couple weeks. We got a JV schedule I'm trying to hear too. My son's playing blah, 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 blah. I'm here on Thursdays as well. And I may go live this weekend and watch some games. I'll get more on that later. I hurt my back. It's spinal. Yeah. You got say you gotta say, man, just stay. You don't want to be moving in the middle. You know, hurt my back. You gotta go over there, do your thing. Yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of coaches are gonna get fired, especially after this week and next week. A lot of coaches are gonna get it. But moving on to the next game, the last game, it is the game. This is Oklahoma at Oklahoma. The season has started for them chumps. The season has started. And we're going to see. We're going to see what they got. The Sooners, I don't know, man. I think the Sooners are going to win this game. But they're expecting a shootout. Lee County's quarterback, Arnold Jackson, facing his old team. How petty is that? No, playing. He got to do what he got to do. He got to take care of mom. He got to leave school. But at the end of the game, I think Oklahoma coach is going to be like, who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy, Arnold Jackson?
Who's your daddy?
Huh? Who's your daddy?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
A lot of people say I'm wrong. They say this is going to be a tight game. Does Auburn play, you know, surprisingly well on the road? They live down in the mosh pit, in the place that's cursed by the football demons of the world. And if they outside of Jordan Air, they fair game, baby. They say they got DVs. But I heard some Sooners people say they're going to roast them like marshmallows. We will see. Because I've been told, they were told, while Alabama had a top 10 wide receiver room, they were told they had a top, but that's all rat poisoning. Because first of all, if you don't have a quarterback that can throw to them, it don't matter. But they say that Arnold Jackson can get it done. But you know what? The world don't move. It's going to be the just one draw. What might be right for you just might not be right for some. So Arnold Jackson going to have to prove himself this weekend because Oklahoma ain't playing with him. If nothing else, their defense going to be tough. And they got a quarterback now. So go down there and soften them up for them, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, just give the college pride, Lee County Tigers. Because y'all got a decent offense, man. But it's not, I don't know if it's built for a track meet. I'm not talking about just the receivers. I'm talking about everybody. So I expect points. But Oklahoma, I think is going to get the last laugh. But I would disagree with that. It will indeed be I that get the last laugh. Keep your weight stand, folks, before you exit. Let me get out of here. Where are my car keys? I got my keys right here. Let me get out of here. And, you know, with the permission of Congress, I might just pop up and surprise you guys. That's my internal conference. See, I'm a man. I'm the man around here. I'm president, but my lovely wife is like Congress. So, but if Congress gives me permission, I might just pop up and surprise y'all this weekend and watch a few of these games. So make sure your notifications on and subscribe so you can get notifications and make sure you know everything's active. So if I jump on here and I don't know, I may watch the Auburn game, I may watch the Missouri game, I may watch something, who knows? But after that, if you don't see me, join me here Tuesday at 7 p.m. for Around the Herd. And don't forget to smack that subscribe button and flick that notification so you'll know when I go live or drop another video or a short, just by having a good time, folks. Share this link to help build a Crimson Tide and fun-loving audience. And be sure to poke that like button right in the eye. Tell your friends they can find me on Facebook. They can find me on YouTube. And sometimes you can find me on the Badlands of X. I think I'm going, since they settled everything now, I think I'm going to get me a ticket attack account. I'm going to get me a ticket because I can't do the X. X is crazy. May get me a ticket attack account because that X. Shout out to B Sharp who joined us today. I want to say shout out to the people who tried it, chimed in. It's me, Graham Franklin. Thank you for joining us. Please return again, my friend. Shout out to B Sharp, the Sharpshooters Podcast, Kangaroo Black, Bama Mo, The Long Run with Piano Man, and Rags and Fitness. Roll Tide to all of you. And thank you all for making Alabama great always. And peace unto the brothers at Auburn Addicts. Water Cooler Podcast, Bubba the Old Man. It's SC season with my man Tez Dustin at the Up-Tempo Podcast, the Huggy Beard himself. And Vandy Chris. Let me get this ready. I gotta get this. Where is it? Where the thing? Congratulations to Vandy Chris at the Golden Globe Podcast, whose team has cracked the top 20 of football royalty, and they are ranked number 20 in the country, above the people over there at Lee County, who ought to be ashamed of themselves. But maybe not so. Maybe they used to getting beat out by Vanderbilt. All the people I just named from Auburn Addicts down, they are a fine group of Crimson Tide hating and doubting Americans. You know Vanderbilt is ranked above Notre Dame? They are ranked 24th with no wins in the AP poll. Yeah, make that make sense. Happens all the time. Nothing to see here. Just Notre Dame with a heap of reporters with their lips planted squarely on their Golden Dome backsides. It's just dumb, son. With that, we'll see you next week right here. You know how we do it around here? Always remember, roll, tide, roll.